Over 150 million years ago, what is known today as the Swabian Alps were once at the bottom of a great sea. The smooth soaring Jura peak of the Zollern displays itself regally against its sister peaks. In prehistoric times, such mountains brought man much closer to his gods. The Zollern reaches 855 meters and stands between the Danube and the Neckar rivers. As early as 1000 years AD, a magnificent mountain castle stood here at an altitude of 350 meters. This is a remarkable testament to the people who were both native and landed in the region bordered by the Black Forest, Swabian Alps, Lake Constance, and Oberrhein. This lineage named itself both after the mountain and the castle, Hohenzollern. The horseshoe-formed building, shown here, is a probable representation of the first castle. In 1423, the castle was totally razed except for St. Michael's Church, which has been incorporated into the later castles. Over the centuries, various bastions grew up and flourished around this residence. This eventually led to its evolution into a fortress. For military purposes, the area surrounding the building was defoliated, and this fortress was leased to the Austrians as a watch point. The Hohenzollerns then no longer resided here, but moved to their residential homes in Sigmaringen, Hechingen, and Hagerloch. By 1771, this area had lost its strategical importance, and as a result, the castle became neglected and fell in disrepair. Interest in the castle was once again aroused when the Prussian crown prince and later emperor Wilhelm IV visited its dilapidated remains. Not wanting his ancestral home to be forgotten, he initiated a renovation project, only later to decide on a complete reconstruction program. It would not be before 1846 that this large and costly effort, which included a refortification plan, would be financed and begun. For nearly 2 decades, the Schlesian Baron von Stillfried would oversee the historical side of the project as planner, organizer, historian, and last but not least, memorial caretaker. By royal assignment, Friedrich Stuhler, the famous master builder and protege of Schinkel, was chosen to design and direct the architectural aspects of the building. In 1867, the third castle was finally finished.
I'm happy to welcome you here on the cradle of our house of Hohenzollern, the family castle, today. We probably originate from the region in the Rhaetian Mountains in Switzerland, between the Lake of Constance and the origin of the Rhine. The first important document in which our name appears dates back to 1061 and was found in the Reichenau Abbey on Lake Constance. Stated succinctly, it says,
Burcardus et Vetzil de Zollerin occiduntur.
The name Zollerin, Zöller, comes from high balcony, good view, as you can see afterwards. Next to me is my cognate cousin, Michael, who descends from the Franconian Brandenburg Prussian line, whose ancestors were kings of Prussia and German emperors. I belong to the Swabian homeland and have the name of my homeland Hohenzollern. When this castle was reconstructed in the middle of the 19th century by King Frederick William IV of Prussia, there should be documented the fact how much the two lines from the north and the south belong together.
You are absolutely right. This castle is a symbol of this union.
The royal Staufers granted a Zollern count tenure with the important shire of Nuremberg. In 1415, the count received the electorate title and the Brandenburg borderlands from the Roman emperor. This is the starting point of what is commonly known as Prussia. Yes, and the Swabian Hohenzollerns remained at home in this area and divided into the Hechingen and Sigmaringen lines. This family tree before us was painted at Emperor William IV's request as a testimony and reminder to the breadth of the Hohenzollern clan. Unlike earlier researchers, the Parfor's fervor in tracing genealogical lines plays a less important role today. A lineage is no longer evaluated in its connection to the Staufers. As we study this more closely, we notice that through its marriages, this clan has grown into a truly European house. The Count's Hall is undoubtedly the most magnificent room of this castle. It resembles the nave of a Gothic church and the congregational hall at Marienburg. Notice the freestanding columns and the crossed arched buttress, for which the Sainte-Chapelle in Paris served as an example. Precious materials were not spared in any aspect of the construction. Obvious examples are the gilt candelabras above and the floor ornaments upon the black and white family insignia. Because of Stüler's strict adherence to diverse building styles, we can now understand the solutions to the design problems involved. This is certainly one of his most important works. After his mentor, the building master Friedrich Schinkel, Friedrich Stüler was the most prominent representative of the Prussian College of Architects. This hall still enjoys frequent assemblages in the form of family gatherings, concerts and meetings. What had I promised you earlier? The view from here is amazing. Now I believe you can understand how the meaning of Zöller is synonymous with our name Zollern.
The castle's history was troubled right from the beginning.